Today we're going to be taking a look at the Narwal Freo Z Ultra. It's the next gen AI vacuum and mop. This is Narwal's 2024 newest flagship robot vacuum and mop and delivers hyper-precise obstacle avoidance with the world's first dual RGB cameras and AI chips. The Freo Z Ultra adapts to complex home environments, so it is really designed to help avoid hard to detect obstacles and delivers zero tangling, vacuuming and flawless mopping, all without requiring any maintenance. This has a bunch of features, so we're going to go over it in the course of this video. And I thought the best way to really demonstrate and compare this is by comparing two big heavy hitters together. So today we're going to go head to head and compare these two big heavy hitters, the Eufy S1 Pro with the Narwal Freo Z Ultra. So let's get into this. Okay, now I've got them set up. I do want to just compare them head to head with a couple of stats, a couple of facts. So price range, they are pretty much the exact same price normally. Okay, so they both got vacuum functions. The S1 Pro, so its maximum suction is 8,000 PA, and with the Freo Z Ultra, it's 12,000 PA. And they do both have roller brushes, the rubber roll brush as we saw with the S1 Pro, and then of course with the Freo Z Ultra, it has the zero tangle floating brush. Then they both can mop as well. They do have different strategies they use. The S1 Pro uses a floor washing system and the Freo Z Ultra uses a real-time cleaning AI Dirt Sense 2.0. So it does have a more advanced AI chipped strategy as far as its mopping strategy. They do both have downward pressure, 1.2 kilograms and 1 kilogram over here. So here what sets the Freo Z Ultra apart is the edge swing and the baseboard 3D cleaning. So you did see on the actual robot itself, it has the little baseboard cleaner. So they do both have obstacle avoidance. They both use vision and processing systems. The S1 Pro uses RGB camera with a single chip. And the Freo Z Ultra uses the world's first dual RGB cameras and a dual AI chips. So this is pretty much twice the amount of power than the S1 Pro. And you can actually customize with the Freo Z Ultra. So they got 3 customized avoidance strategies while maximizing clean coverage. With the S1 Pro, you don't have anything there that you can actually customize in the sense of how you're going to avoid objects. Okay, so first thing I want to look at is how it detangles the hair when it's getting suctioned up. And a big part of it is this here. So if you look at the S1 Pro, all it has is a rubber brush roller here, but it's got nothing in here to help detangle. So it does actually get in here, or the hairs get in here and get caught up in it. So when you're comparing it over to the Narwal Freo Z Ultra, it does have a couple of different design elements, which is going to help it keep that hair out from being detangled. So one is the bristle alignment. So it's angled for better airflow, and that's going to help untangle hair efficiently. So it does have a single arm floating brush. So see how it's not connected on this end, but it is connected on this end. That's obviously going to give it less places for it to get all connected, where this is connected on both ends. This brush roller is just one size that goes across, where this one is actually a conical shape. So it has a larger right side, and that improves the airflow, making it easier for hair to reach the actual dustbin and not getting caught in here. So as you can see with the S1 Pro, all that hair just went straight into that rubber brush, and it's just kind of got caught all on there. So let's now compare that to the Freo Z Ultra. As you can see, I mean, there is still a little bit of hair stuck in there. You're not going to avoid that totally, but there's not that big clump like you had on the S1 Pro. And if I'm correct, that means should have went straight in to the actual dust collection. It got there. So next up, I want to kind of compare the mopping functions. I have spilled some milk on the ground. This happens in our household. I have a kid. This happens all the time. Makes sense. So what we're going to do is compare the two and the two different systems they use to actually pick up the milk. We're going to start with the S1 Pro again. Okay, I just want to pause it right there and kind of show you something. So the thing is with the S1 Pro is it doesn't distinguish between the vacuuming and the mopping, so it can't operate both at the same time. So it's kind of really hard to see on this floor, but what you can see is instead of it just mopping up this milk, it's actually spreading it. So that means it's not really getting it on the first pass. It's going to spread the mess first before it's actually going to clean it up. Okay, I look a little silly here, but what I was trying to capture is as soon as it senses that liquid, then what actually happens is the brushes on the front stop and pick up, and they stop spinning and spreading that milk. It goes completely into mop mode rather than vacuum and mop mode. So as you can see, the brushes are no longer spinning. And then as soon as it gets away from that liquid and it senses it's no longer on that liquid, those brushes start spinning again on the front and it goes back into vacuum. So then I want to test the quietness, the loudness in decibels. So this is the quietest that the Freo Z Ultra will operate at. And then this is the quietest mode that the S1 Pro will operate at. And then of course we have dust collection. This is the loud part in any vacuum robot machine. But it does sit around 71 decibels, where the S1 Pro does sit a lot higher at 78. Now, I didn't put this completely right next to it because realistically, you're not going to have your ear next to the machine. Let's try and get accurate measurement. So let's jump back to the base stations really quickly and talk about their self-emptying solution comparisons. So with the S1 Pro, it does have a dust bag capacity of 2.5 liters, and that's going to last about 68 days. But with the Freo Z Ultra, it's also got that 2.5 liter dust bag capacity, but it's actually going to last 120 days before it needs to be emptied or changed. And that's because it uses a dust compression. On top of that, it's actually going to be a lower decibel sound as we tested when we tested the two. This one was quieter, and that's got a lot to do with the shape of the way it's actually collecting the dust. So it's actually got an expanded, straightened air duct, and it's pre-drying, avoid clogging, residual, and that noise. So yeah, just overall, this is a better solution. Talking about all that, we also have the mop washing solution comparisons. Now the S1 Pro does do its own washing. It goes through, it washes, it dries. It doesn't really matter what you've picked up, what you done, it just does the same thing every single time. Obviously with the Freo Z Ultra, it's using AI chips, so it's trying to read every time what you're picking up, like what type of dirt you're picking up, what was actually going through the mops and stuff, and then it's going to change the way it cleans the mops depending. So it actually is using AI adaptive hot water mop washing. So the built-in sensors are going to identify the different messes that I actually picked up, and then it's going to use 113-degree warm washing for that regular dirt, and then 140-degree Fahrenheit hot washing for oily dirt. Now it's going to do 167-degree Fahrenheit final heating, and that's just to kill all the bacteria and just really sanitize the actual mop. And then it's going to do a warm mop drying, which is going to be 104-degree Fahrenheit. Next up, I want to test the obstacle avoidance mechanism in the Freo Z1. So I did set up a little obstacles. I really want to test the obstacle avoidance by kind of spontaneously throwing things in front of it. And every single time it picked it up and avoided it, didn't damage anything, didn't run anything over. It's really advanced and it's really impressive. One of my favorite features to watch was the fact that the Narwal would pick up where this power cable was and then would adjust its lines perfectly following the gradients of the angles and not get caught up on it any time whatsoever. It didn't give up, it didn't turn around, it just kept following that line. Let's talk about edge cleaning, baseboards. You know, we're gonna get in there and clean the baseboards. Let's talk about what these two can actually achieve and do. Let's start with the S1 Pro. Now, honestly, it actually isn't designed to clean baseboards. So the thing is with the S1 Pro is the shape is what they love, and it's all about getting as close as possible and getting to all those little edges as you can. Technically no edge cleaning. You're not gonna clean your baseboards. You're not gonna clean anything that rubs up against. It's only gonna get a really close, precise clean into those areas. Over here, what we're working with, so not only does it have this baseboard attachment that attaches on, So that means as it's rubbing past the baseboards, it's going to de-dust them. But the mops, if you see, actually stick out a little bit here. So as they're rotating, not only are they getting in on that edge that the S1 Pro can, but it's actually going to clean the bottom layer of the baseboards because it's actually overhanging. And because they do a spinning motion, it's actually going to clean your baseboards and edge cleaning as well. So they do call it smart edge swing. So basically, it's going to clean an extra 40% of coverage because these are going to go back and forth like this as you're cleaning. Very clever. So the Narwal Freo Z Ultra, what do we think? Well, I think it's actually fantastic. So you gotta remember, everything I'm comparing to with the S1 Pro, if anything is the same level as, you gotta understand, the S1 Pro is a really great robot vacuum and mop. It's not talking that down. You gotta understand, anything where it's matched equally means it's already a great system. And then anything where it's beating the S1 Pro, you gotta understand that is lifting it up. And on top of that, there's a bunch more great about the Narwal Freo Z Ultra that I didn't even get to mention. I didn't even get to go through the app that much, but the way the app is set up is you can customize everything that you want, or you can just trust their smart AI protocols to work out what's the best solution for each cleaning situation. It's going to pick up liquids and switch from vacuum to mopping without spreading the liquid. It's going to detect what type of dirt was picked up, if it's oily or dry, and what type of cleaning that the mop needs to do to stay 100% sanitized. As a direct comparison for the price that you're paying, I do think you get a little bit more for this than you would the S1 Pro. And right now, there is going to be a discount price for Black Friday sales. So we are going to leave a link in the description if you want to get a Narwal Freo Z Ultra for yourself. Do leave a comment below what you thought about this comparison. Like, share it with a friend, and of course hit that subscribe button for more great reviews like this.